Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Sault College's convocation ceremony. We'll be starting in momentarily. I just wanted to make a few notes. Please ensure your cell phones are on vibrate so as not to interrupt during the ceremony. When taking pictures of your graduates, please wait until they're standing up on the east wall of the gym before making your way to the photo area, which is right on this side. If you need to leave once the ceremony starts, for all of these groups, please exit out of this door. For this group right here, exit out of this door. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ani, under the authority granted to me by the Province of Ontario and the Sault College Board of Governors, I declare this convocation to be officially open for the awarding of degrees, diplomas, and certificates. As Sault College has signed a National Indigenous Education Protocol with the Indigenous communities, and we're on the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe Nation, we wish to recognize the Anishinaabe people and the Métis. Everyone, please remain standing.
Please remain standing and join in the singing of our national anthem. Please be seated. Now, the choir will send our graduates off with a dedication song, Just Passing By. My name is Colin Kirkwood. I am the Vice President, Academic and Research at Sault College. On behalf of everyone at the college, I welcome each one of you to this convocation ceremony. Thank you for joining us today. We will be hearing from a few speakers with messages to share with you as you graduate. We will then present lyre pipes and certificates to each one of you, our most recent graduates. We send appreciation to all staff and volunteers who helped make today possible. Well done, and thank you. We'd like once again to extend our thanks to the Choristers Choir and to Tyler Duncan, the lone piper. At this time, I would like to introduce the members of the platform party. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing. Carly Campbell, Registrar. David Orizzetti, Dean, School of Aviation, Trades and Technology, Natural Environment, and Business. Mike McFarling, Sault College Retiree Representative. Ted Recollet, Elder. Jonathan Nolan, SCSU President. Garen Sutherland, ISU President. Janice Beattie, Vice President, Corporate and Student Services. Lynn Gagne, Past Chair, Sault College Board of Governors. Dr. Ron Common, President. Colleen Healy Cardinal, Keynote Speaker. Marilyn King, Dean, Health and Community Services. Martha Irwin, Chair, Community Services. Bob Chapman, Chair, Health Sciences. Thank you. You may be seated. I would also like to welcome the special guests in attendance today. Mark Lesage, Acting Chief, Anishinaabe Police Services. Jennifer Fogel, Algoma Manor. Superior State University. I would ask our faculty seated on the floor area to stand and be acknowledged by their graduates, families, and friends. I would like to thank the faculty for their hard work and dedication over the past year. Your efforts have made today's celebration possible and will certainly contribute to the success of our new graduates. Our first speaker today is Dr. Ron Common, President of Sault College. He holds a PhD in Educational Administration and over the past 11 years has helped the college grow and expand like never before. In 2014, he received the Order of Ontario for his outstanding contribution to education. Dr. Common?
Graduates, guests, family, and friends. As President of Sault College, I want to welcome you to today's celebration of Convocation 2019. It's a wonderful opportunity to acknowledge the achievements of the graduating class and the best day of the year to be the president. Don't worry about it. We just see them as the graduating class of 2040. We have 1,140 graduates over the two-day period, today and tomorrow. And so to make the convocations personal, we've scheduled 4 graduation ceremonies. So each graduate gets the recognition. And as is our tradition, I'd like all the graduates to rise, turn, face your family, your parents, your partners, your friends, applaud them for the support they've given you throughout the years. Graduates? Thank you. Graduates, as you look to the future, you should be optimistic. You will have unparalleled job opportunities due to demographics. With the aging workforce, including an aging president, you are the future. But as I look to the future, I also look to the past to see how far we have come. Sault College only came into existence 52 years ago. Some of you graduates go, wow, that's a long time. It is not. Oxford University is approaching being 1,000 years old. And in fact, I started teaching 51 years ago. Seems like yesterday. People nostalgically talk about the good old days, especially baby boomers. Let me tell you, the good old days 52 years ago were not that good. 52 years ago, your family's socioeconomic status was a predictor of who went on in post-secondary education. Few people from working class backgrounds and marginalized populations went to college or university. This is no longer the case. We have many first-generation students at Sault College. That's the first person in the family to get a post-secondary education. In fact, we have 481 first-generation students at Sault College. And I know how proud the parents of those students are today because I was the first person in my family to get a post-secondary education. Now I say the best way to overcome barriers of the class system is to be in class. Education breaks down barriers. In the 1960s, there were still residential schools for Indigenous children. 1996 was the last residential school. Ontario had some segregated black schools, and now we have Viola Desmond on the $10 bill. Nationally, in 1968, fewer than 100 university students were Indigenous. In contrast, today, over 20% of Sault College students are Indigenous. I know nationally there are over 40,000 Indigenous post-secondary students. 52 years ago, Indigenous languages were dying out. Now we teach Ojibwe language at Sault College, and the National Indigenous Language Act, proclaiming Indigenous language as an official language, is in its second reading in Parliament. 52 years ago, half the males smoked, almost nobody jogged or worked out. Life expectancy for men was 69, so statistically I'd be dead. Status Indigenous people did not get the vote until 1960, when I was a teenager. Now we have 10 Indigenous MPs, Indigenous cabinet ministers, and even the president of our student union. Homosexuals were routinely given prison sentences, and now we have same-sex marriages, LGBTQ plus safe spaces at Sault College. In the early 60s, some forms of contraception were criminal offenses. The pill only became legal in 1969. Our speaker today undoubtedly will mention the infamous and shameful period called the 60s scoop. While we have made many advances, we still have many challenges. We need to fight homophobia, xenophobia, racism, misogyny. We need to achieve reconciliation with Indigenous people. In 52 years, we have graduated approximately 42,000 alumni. Initially, we had significant more male students than female students. At Sault College, we had a significant gender gap, but now it's gratifying to say the gender balance at Sault College is 50.5% female, 49.5% male. Our distribution is a problem, though, as we still need more women in the trades and more men in the health field. 52 years ago, children with exceptionalities did not have the right to attend public school. Now at Sault College, we have the Community Integration Through Cooperative Education program, serving students with challenges. Some of them are graduating today. It was not until 1985 that people with disabilities had a right to education at public expense. Obviously, we've made major advances in the social justice agenda in the last few decades. But not everything has changed in the last 52 years. 52 years ago, we had Prime Minister Trudeau. Today, we have Prime Minister Trudeau. 52 years ago, the Toronto Maple Leafs were still trying to win a Stanley Cup. Unfortunately, they still are. Now, 2 years after Sault College was created, in 1969, man walked on the moon. My grandmother was born before the Wright brothers flew, and she lived long enough to have me fly her in my plane, because I'm a pilot, and to see Neil Armstrong walk on the moon. My mother rode a horse to school in rural Saskatchewan, and now I drive 200 horsepower in my largely autonomous Honda CR-V. Well, these are dramatic changes. The pace of change is accelerating. It's hard to predict what the future holds for you graduates in this fast-changing world, but I hope we're going to be better at it than even techno guru Bill Gates, who said in 1981, 64K ought to be enough computer memory for anybody for the foreseeable future. And he planned to move to 640K in a 10-year period. And it felt like something would last a great deal of time, he said. Our system at Sault College is 38 million times larger than 64K. It's sobering for me to realize that today's technology is the best we've ever had, but for you graduates, it's the worst you will ever have. Now, you can see we've made major advances since the early days. We've changed the world for the better, but we've also damaged Mother Earth, polluted the air and the water, and there are still conflicts around the world and child poverty. So it's your time to look at the world around you, decide what needs to be changed, and get busy. Decide what kind of Canada you want in the next 52 years. Take risks. Don't be fearful. Winston Churchill said, quote, ages 20 to 25, and that's for many of you, these are the years. Don't be content with the things as they are. You will make all kinds of mistakes, but as long as you're generous and true and also fierce, you cannot hurt the world or even seriously distress her. And I have a final message for parents and parents and grandparents in the audience. You did good work. Maxim Gorky said, quote, if your children are no better than you are, you've fathered them in vain. Indeed, you have lived in vain. Parents, you have a right to feel very fulfilled today. Congratulations, graduates. Go get them.
Thank you, Dr. Common. It is my pleasure to welcome to the podium our next speaker, Lynn Gagne, past chair of Sault College's Board of Governors, a volunteer and leader in our organization. Lynn?
Good afternoon, everyone. Members of the Platform Party, the faculty, staff, guests, and most importantly, graduates. On behalf of the Sault College Board of Governors, I am honored to extend our congratulations to you, the Sault College graduating class of 2019. Someone once said that a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. And today's convocation is a testament of the many steps that you've taken to reach this milestone. Today is a special day. It's a day set aside towards your diplomas, and it's also a time to celebrate you deserve this. It's a celebration of your achievements at which talent, hard work, and distinction are acknowledged and rewarded. Think back now on the first day that you started at Sault College. You might have been nervous, excited, maybe unsure, and just look at you now. Your hard work really paid off, and you really have earned this moment. The bumps you've encountered along the way are behind you. You did it while juggling assignments, work, making time to give back to the community, and hopefully you had some fun doing it along the way. With the post-secondary education you received from Sault College, your future is paved with endless possibilities. Know that your success is fundamental to our existence, and everyone at the college is committed to a roadmap that helped pave the way for you. We strive to offer a unique college experience that changed your life, one that gave you the education you wanted and more, where you learned from faculty and from each other, a place where you really mattered. We make it a priority to transform lives through empowering those who study with us to think and learn in progressive and innovative ways. We believe you have found this, and nothing speaks more directly to how well we're doing than the alumni that we send out in the world. The knowledge that we are making a difference in the lives of our students is what gives our work meaning and energizes us to build on those successes. Know that you've made a difference here during your time with us, and you will make a difference wherever you are, wherever you go. I am confident that you have learned and experienced at Sault College that will pave the way to success. Follow what you're passionate about and let that be your guide. The Board of Governors of Sault College wishes you continued success in the years ahead. Keep in touch and continue to share your future accomplishments with us. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Gagne. I would now like to welcome our keynote speaker, Colleen Heal-Cardinal. Colleen is co-founder and executive director of the National Indigenous Survivors of Child Welfare Network. She has worked diligently on national and international levels to raise the issue of the 60 Scoop and to create supports for survivors. She is a human rights champion, author, producer, and social justice activist organizer. Colleen is a Sault College graduate of the Native Community Worker Addiction Counselor Program, class of 2002. Colleen is also the recipient of a 2018 Ontario College's Premier Award for Outstanding Community Work as nominated by Sault College, and most recently received the CBC Trailblazers Award for her ongoing work in raising awareness of the 60 Scoop. I would now like to present Colleen with her Premier's Award.
I'm so proud of you for getting to this moment in your life, because I was there too, and I was so nervous. I'm not nervous today. I'm so proud to be here and so honored to receive this award for the work and the skills that I gained from going to this college. I'm actually Plains Cree from Saddle Lake, Alberta. I was adopted and raised in Sault Ste. Marie. I was brought here with my sisters as part of the 60s Scoop. And so I introduced myself in Ojibwe that I learned here at this college from my late teacher, Doris Busno. I'm very fortunate that I was able to be introduced to culture here on Ojibwe traditional lands, and fortunate enough to participate in some of their ceremonies. But my heart longed to be in my own territory. I graduated from the Native Community Worker Addictions Counselor in 2002, just barely. I was a single mother of 4 children. I struggled to finish my field placement at Women in Crisis and handed my essays, the many, many essays, and study for finals. And I barely made it, and I'm so glad I did. It was very hard. I can remember my first day of college. I was considered a mature student. I was 28 years old when I went back to school. You see, I dropped out when I was 16 years old in grade 10. I had many, many obstacles before I went back to school, before I could even focus and commit to full-time studies. I had 4 children, so I juggled quite a bit. I was also a recovering alcoholic and living with undiagnosed PTSD. It is even amazing that I'm standing here in front of you all. I beat the odds with help from many, many people, and some of them are here today. So thank you for being here. When you are succeeding, never forget who helped you, who inspired you, who pushed you to do better, and give yourself some credit for getting to this point in your life. For some of you, it's new beginnings and a seamless continuum from high school. And for others, it's a new career path with new hopes and better pay. But if I could offer you words of wisdom and guidance to help you in your careers, it would be, you are personally responsible for becoming more ethical than the society you grew up in. That will resonate differently with each person, depending on your own values, beliefs, and environment you grew up in. As you enter your field of work, never forget why you chose the field you did. To help people. Not just any people, but people at their most vulnerable. Some of the most important lessons you will learn will not come from institutions like college or university, but will be from working with people who are seeking help, guidance, and care from you. Nothing can prepare you for that. Book knowledge can only take you so far. You will need to learn quickly. You will need to adjust, and some lessons will be hard. I'd like to believe that we live in a fair and just society, but we know that's not true. We have many levels of injustice that contribute to the state that our country is in. Racism, homophobia, transphobia, poverty, addictions, and so many other forces working against our fellow community members. It is up to you to keep adjusting, learning and unlearning your own bias, values, and belief system that contribute to the already status quo, that contribute to this harm. I grew up in Hayden, and I lived in the Sault for approximately 10 years with my children. I could say I was pretty isolated. I mean, you have some pretty awesome outdoor activities that you can take part in, but for the most part, we're pretty far away from a lot of cities. And we're cut off from a lot of mainstream things that are happening. When I say mainstream, I mean there's only one point of view. And it's usually the point of view that is controlled and biased, which limits our knowledge on many topics. Individual. It is up to you as the next generation to demand better and to help you to do your job, to get the proper information, but also not contribute to the harm that already exists. Sault College was an amazing learning, and without any visible Indigenous people in my life, or without culture. It was the very first time in my life that I was exposed to not my culture, but Ojibwe culture, and it helped me heal. So that culturally safe environment is the very least that we could offer to Indigenous graduates, or students. And I think that kind of environment really helps lay the foundation for working with Indigenous students. Enjimogening was integral to my learning and to creating community, and the foundation that I got from the teachers here of creating community, building supports, and learning hands-on practical skills that built the foundation for the work that I do now. I work with thousands of 60 Scoop survivors from across the world, as far as New Zealand, Australia, and Europe, because we've been taken all over. And creating a safe, supportive environment and educating non-Indigenous folks like yourself and even my own people about what kind of communities we need to thrive and to feel safe in. So I just wanted to thank you very much for the award. I thank you very much for being allowed to speak today. And I just wanted to acknowledge the people that helped me get to this point. And some of them are here today. My teachers, I still remember them. I'm very happy that I was able to run into them today. Lisa Piotrowski was integral to my learning. Marion Nolan Vella, who I don't think she's here today, Diane Tian Egawa, Mark Akwash, there's Elder Barb Nolan. These are people that were like my safety zone, my safety net. They were like family for me. And then the friends and people that I went to school with, we graduated together. We're still connected as family. And you'll find that with your classmates too, that when you need supports, they will be there later in your life. Some of those people are here today. They drove all the way from Toronto to be here to support me. So I wanted to thank you very much for this honor, and good luck in your future endeavors. And always come home and know where you're from. Miigwech.
Thank you to Colleen and all of the other speakers. And now for the presentation of Lear Pipes, certificates, and diplomas. I ask that the members of the platform party responsible for this part of the ceremony please approach the front of the stage, and that students prepare to line up as directed by the marshals. To my left is where graduates will be approaching the stage to receive their certificates and diplomas. Family and friends who wish to do so may move to the photograph area to the left of the stage. When you see your graduate rise to get into line, please make your way to the photograph area via the rear of the gymnasium. I would request that the Assembly hold their applause until each group of graduates from the School of Health and Community Services has been called. Graduates and guests, presenting the Lear Pipes to the graduates are Marilyn King, Dean, Bob Chapman, Chair of Health Sciences, and Martha Irwin, Chair of Community Services. Presenting the certificates and diplomas is Dr. Ron Common, President of Sault College.
The following graduates have completed study in the Child and Youth Care Program. Jody Chapman, Honors. Autumn Elizabeth Hay Bahariel. Katrinka Lynn Hornby, Honors. Spencer Ray Longshaw, Honors. Nicole Amber Jean Miller. Caleb Pears, Honors. Jenna Politanovich, Honors. Laura Michelle Thornton.
The following graduates have completed a study in the CIC program, Community Integration through Cooperative Education. Kelsey Barbara Bars, Honors. Joshua Daniel Bushy, Honors. Ryan Arcangelo Chirello, Honors. Tanner Cook, Honors. Ezekiel Nathaniel Cyrus, Distinctions. Max Durenzio. Brandon Fortin. Michelle LaRouche, Distinction. Benjamin Victorin, Distinction.
The following graduates have completed study in the Early Child Honors. Angelica Gervais. Amy Carolyn Isidorchuk, Honors. Fiona Madeline Longo. Trisha Ann Marcil. Paisley Ann Anne Louise Marion. Mackenzie Taylor Mazuka, honors. Sophie Christine O'Reilly, honors. Mercedes Elizabeth Ann Ryan, honors. Vicky Size, honors. Alicia Elizabeth Dawn Stewart, honors. Callie J. Torrance. Diana Marie Wise. Denise Michelle Wazinski, distinction. Phaedra Ilana Young.
Andrea Dion Bonin. You're good, you're good. Brittany Fife. Destiny Cher Harper, honors. Maurice Nathaniel Kofi. Lauren Manarino. Patrizia Minconi. Erica Nelson. Okay, good. Yeah. Mandy Russin. Distinction. Donna Marie Scaripa. Shelby Lois Speck. Shelby Storazak.
Jake Cosley Wilkins. Jackie Dowd. Kristen Gauthier, distinction. Adora Lee Nawagijic. Deanne Neeland. Stacy Solomon, distinction. Jada Whalen.
The following graduates have completed study in the General Arts and Science program 1 year. Samantha Lynn Dinter. James Scalco, distinction. Yeah, sure. The following graduates have completed study in the General Arts and Science University Transfer Program. Vanessa Diot. Goss.
Congrats, Leo.
David Joseph Donald Humes.
Following graduates have completed studies in the Police Foundations program. Shelby Lynn Allen, honors. Brady Pete Bishop. Caleb Bouchard. Okay. Sure. Yeah, whatever you want. Stephen Brandow. Chelsea Ashley Dokas. Samuel Burke Elliott, honors. Ariana Ellen Harton. William Paul Hughes. Mackenzie. Kyle Mayambad, honors. Kayla Marie Manarino. Thomas Stephen James Martin, honors. Bailey Alexandra Miyawasagi. Ashmeen Thin, Police Foundations Program, as well as Protection, Security, and Investigations. Jasmine Thin, honors. Alyssa Wabus. I'm going to leave that one out just to get even with you. Matthew Willett, distinction. Cynthia Louise Withers, honors.
Sir, now's a better time than any. It's Byron, not Bureau.
Are you sure? You want to see Byron? All right. Michael Paul Byron, Protection Security Investigations Program, as well as Police Foundations. And double graduation again, Amy Denise Guy, Protection Security Investigations Program, as well as the Police Foundations Program. Brandon Allen Mackey, honors. And a double graduation again from Protection Security Investigations Program as well as Police Foundations Program, both with distinction. Madeline Osborne. Could do that. Emily Stinson, honors. Brandon Allen Tulloch. Megan Danielle Turcott.
Mac Attack.
The following graduates have completed study in the Occupational Therapist Assistant and Physiotherapist Assistant Program. Jordan Alexander. Melissa Ann Arnold and Ginger. Honors. Victoria Campbell, honors. Emily Rose Coutu. Shelby Ann Del Rosebell. Kayla Lynn Godet. Enrico Ianni Palarchio. Fern Marshall. Jamie McHugh, honors. Bonnie Pushmar Modi. Tea Lynn Posiois Rinya, honors. Serena Alley Grace, Radley Hansen. Brittany Lee Rosenfield. Maggie Saint-Amand, honors. Sandeep Tura, honors. Heather Wellings, honors. Harley Deborah Grace Young.
Megan Casey. Paula Elizabeth Christmas. Danielle Field. Michelle Hill. Jasmine Ivan. Sanmeet Kaur. Kaylin Ashley Kelly. Michelle Stephanie Linklater. Catherine Lee Long. Elena Prosser. Carrie Lee Sarlo. Crystal Lynn Wood Distinction. Harsimrat Kaur. Sandeep Punya. Novpreet Sumal. Rhea Bilal. Jesse Brown. Donna Irvine. Selena McCaig. Keith A. Prentice, distinction. Sloan, distinction.
It's like to record this part.
Before we hear from the Abajuan singers and Njimanjading dancers who will send the graduates on their way, I would like to invite you all to join together with your classmates, family, and professors after the ceremony in the common link just outside the gymnasium. I wish to thank the Abajuan singers and the Njimanjading dancers for their presence here today.
I now declare the convocation to be closed. Would everyone please rise and remain in your seat until the platform party leaves.